Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I am playing in the Tier 8 U.S. battleship Kansas. As I mentioned in another video not too long ago, the ship has kind of been growing on me. Initially, I did not like it at all, and there's really no way to sugarcoat that. These long reloads, slow ship speed, it was, well, at least initially, kind of a painful experience. But what I have come to understand about this particular ship is that, and I imagine it's probably true of the Minnesota and the Vermont as well, is that these guns are so devastating that it would probably be overpowered if it had a 30-second reload and if the ship could move at 30 knots. Being able to reposition this gun platform in a hurry and have reloads on par with other battleships at the tier would probably be a little bit unfair. So, having said that, this game, taking a look at the threats, we do have a Lexington on the enemy team, so there's a little bit of an air threat, although the Kansas has decent AA and it does have the ability to, press the Y key, and that defensive fire does help out a little bit. Now, I mentioned there that the game I had played before this, I just watched one battleship after another YOLO in and die, and now I'm watching our Mahan, or Mahan, or however you want to pronounce it, and he's essentially doing the same thing. He's pushing in, he's detected, he's trying to take out a Maz, and he just keeps moving forward. So even if he smokes up right now, he's going to get hydroed. And you can see his smoke. So right now I know he's probably not going to survive another minute or so. Now, why am I angling the way that I'm angling and moving the way that I'm moving? Well, because this ship, at least for me, is most effective when it can get guns on a larger percentage of the map. Our Lazo takes out the enemy Vasteras. I'm not even going to pretend to know the right way to pronounce that. So I'm trying to get myself positioned where I can cover the Delta Cap, and at need, swing the guns to cover Charlie. Like right now on the mini-map, I'm taking a look at where the Cleveland's at, and I'm wondering, should I start inching forward or swinging the guns around, maybe even the nose of the ship around, to be able to get shots on him? Or do I sit and wait, and there goes our Mahan. Or do I wait and look for a shot here? We've got a shores out there beyond the Richelieu, and another shores behind an island. But I opt to just put some shells on Richelieu.
Returning to ship.
That's disappointing. And now that I'm detected out here, the shores that's behind that island is just going to rain HE on me. So my repair will keep me from burning maybe one more volley. That hurt. Well, that's an unlikely shot, but I do manage to do a little bit of chip damage. And here comes some more HE. So, taking a look at the minimap, the majority of their team does seem to be this side. So I want to be really careful. I don't want to get pushed. I don't want to push in too far. I don't want to overextend into this. I'm going to create my own crossfires by looking for angles on this side rather than pushing into a crossfire. Ugh. That's, yeah. That's irritating. Okay, so I'm going to burn for a little while. Fire damage can be repaired. And we got an Atlanta and a Lazo out there against a Moss. Now you tell me who should win that engagement. Uh-huh. Yeah. Atlanta just died to the Moss guns. And there's my comment about that in the game. Not poking fun, but holy cow. Time to reposition. We've got a Lazo that just went nose into an island trying to avoid a Moss. Granted, there's probably a Richelieu back there he's got to be careful of, but I would say the skill level of the Atlanta player and the Lazo player may not be sufficient to slow down the enemy push on that side, so I'm going to reposition accordingly. Now there's the Cleveland, and he does seem to be flattening out his line to me. I got to be careful I don't fire just as the friendly Bajoni is right in front of me. You can see I'm bringing the nose to the port side. Just looking for a shot. Yeah, that comment there that I just made is in reference to the Alabama. You know, I used the get back comment in game because just trying to finish off on nearly dead ship here, because you know, it's so obvious on the minimap that Alabama is going to put himself in a crossfire.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Even if he survives the next minute or so, the Richelieu and the Maz are coming around the corner, and the Shores that's way out there on the 10 line, he's going to be able to get shots through that gap. And then he's got another Shores and a Kansas just dead ahead of him. So he's, you know, 5 versus 1. There's no way he's going to survive that. Now, if you're a relatively new player, that's one of the things you want to look for. And when you can see on the minimap how completely outnumbered you are, sometimes it's better to turn the ship around. You know, you want to be careful showing broadside to everybody, but he could have easily come to port, used the island for cover, swung his guns around to the other side, and been kiting toward me and putting his guns on the Richelieu, trying to keep them from flanking us, because what they're doing is they're creating crossfires. He can't angle to everyone, and the closer Richelieu gets, the more of the Alabama's broadside he's going to get. Our Parseval just keeps sitting there. But, you know, big picture, we've lost 4 ships. They've lost 5 ships. We do have a 220-point lead, owing entirely to map control. We've been able to secure the Charlie Cap fairly early, and we're about to take the Alpha Cap.
Spotter airborne.
But this is hardly over, because we're going to lose the Alabama. There's just no way around it. Just trying to pin the nose there. You can see Alabama did throw it in reverse after his big talk about I should push in. It's finally apparently dawned on him that, okay, I've got a couple battleships, a couple cruisers, and a destroyer all heading my way and focusing me. That sure was pixelated, and down goes Alabama. I mean, it's not that I'm glad, but I'm a little surprised he couldn't see that. You know, even the 2 of us together, plus the Bajoni, there was no way we were going to stop that push. So I'm hoping the team, and you can see how many of our guys. We've got a Richelieu that's just about dead, RDD just about dead, Bajoni just about dead. I'm really hoping the team's going to focus this North Carolina. If we can hang on to this cap and everybody just survive a little while, we've got a chance, but still got almost 11 minutes left on the timer. I got a couple of resets there, so we'll be able to hold on to that cap. I don't think North Carolina can keep it, but Lexington finishes off our Richelieu. That means we're down to 6 ships. Enemy team still has 7. North Carolina's Yeah, he's firing HE. North Carolina's going down. There's no way he
The ship
survives
is on
this.
fire.
But they've got a pretty heavy push this side. And our Budjani, he's not long for this world. I'm hoping that's going to do it for the North Carolina.
Problem solved, sir.
Unbelievable. But he does go down. Byron manages to fix his little red wagon, and he's gone. So we got a shores way back there. Actually out of range, the CB's working on. So I think I'm going to work on whoever gives me even a little bit of angle. Bujoni gets smacked around by Kansas. There was no way he could angle. I mean, no matter how well he angled, any shell that hit him coming out of that Kansas was going to do big damage. Just having a look over here. It'd be really helpful if I can finish off that shores, but there's so much time from the time the shells leave my gun to the time they arrive. He's probably going to change course. Down goes our Amalfi. We're down to 3 ships. Bad guys have got 5 ships. 1 pen for a little bit of damage, but not enough. And I'm starting to bleed some HP here. I just continue to kite. We still hold a lead of 106 points. And that, I can't believe. He's turning to avoid torpedoes, but it's providing me a little bit of broadside here. And he's at, not necessarily flat broadside, but enough. So I'm able to do some damage to him, and I've got to get the nose swung back around because Kansas had he had bad intent. All right, so that fellow made that comment, and turns out I chatted with him after the game. He was looking at the Bayern and a little bit irritated because the Bayern's not necessarily untouched, but still in pretty darn good shape. Trying to get through his nose into the superstructure. Unbelievable, 25 hit points. Parson will finish him easily. Okay, so we still have a really commanding lead, and we still have, well, right now we have 2 caps, and they are contesting our 3rd cap. So we're not getting any points from that, and I've got to turn around because we've got a couple of cruisers and a battleship and a CV on the enemy team, and it's just me and the Bayern and our CV on this team. And yeah, okay, I exaggerated there, but I'm trying to think and type and turn at the same time. Shores is just pushed right up on our Parseval, so I need to help with that. If I can. But I gotta look for where the shot. Okay, so CB takes him out. Arbudjani played a great game, just for the record. He really did. He did really well. I was wondering if Kansas was going to beach himself here, and that's kind of how I aimed, but he did not. One of the nice things about this really long reload is it does give me time at this point to, since I'm not going to change my line, to type out a reply. I'm really hoping to get a shot off before he gets around that corner, because he's going to finish that Bayern. There's just no way the Bayern's going to survive that. You can see the CV's torps. Can I get any shots on him at all here? Down goes the Bayern. Just some chip damage, but maybe that makes the difference. You take the shots where you can get them. So I will now become the focus of the CV's love and attention, and I'm going to try and wait on the Kansas to come around the corner. I know that Shores is going to be pushing up, and he's going to be looking for an opportunity. The guns on this thing swing so slowly. I mean, they're glacially slow. And I have to keep my guns this way, because I know Kansas is probably coming this way. Yeah, he is. Which means the Shores is going to be able to just pummel me with HE. And there's not a whole heck of a lot I can do about it. That was a great drop. I mean, he just put him right on target. Fortunately, no flood. Thank goodness. And you can see the Shores. He's pushing up. I kind of have to ignore that threat. I got to try and do what I can here to finish off the Kansas. You know, I may be wrong, but my thinking is that Kansas is probably a little bit more of a threat to the CB in terms of its AA than the Shores. And I know that it's just a question of time until I'm spotted again, and Shores is going to just be doing that constantly. Okay, there's the Kansas. I don't want to eat a whole bunch of damage here. So I'm going to bring the nose around, try to get it in a little bit of angling here. Yeah, he got the better of that exchange. I'm showing him a little bit too much broadside. Okay, so there's the fire that I knew would be coming. And now I just have to basically ignore the cruiser, and he's just going to be able to just continue to put HE into me. And in a way, I got really lucky, because if he had turned south, the Shores, he would have been able to continue to put guns on me non-stop. So I did, what, a little over 10K there. CV's pummeling me. At least the cruiser can't get me. So here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to avoid showing broadside, or enough flat broadside to get one shot at here. But that means I'm going to be, you know, pushing behind this island. So I opt to just keep my line, let the island, in a pinch, become my brakes. I'm going to have to fire high enough and hope I can get over the edge of that island into the superstructure. Okay, so that's that. But the cruiser, if he's smart, you can see he was trying to turn. He just pushed right up behind me, and it's going to take way too long for me to get guns turned around, and he's just going to finish me off. I've got too long till my next heal. I got aircraft coming in. There's no way I survive this, so we're going to have to count on our Parsible to save the game. All right, that's it for me. Really a good game. Yeah, that was a nice hit from our Parsible. And it's probably pretty easy for everybody to read the writing on the wall. We're going to win this game. Our CB is going to be able to finish off that Shores. So thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Victory is in sight.